HoH_of_Holy's video transcript Adam II. P1. HoH Adam II 260-year contents. P2. Description and meanings. P3. Mayan 400-year Bacton L/S cycle. P4. Adam secondary 800-year generation cycle 1 age. P5. Antediluvian calendar lunar/solar atom placement. P6. Mayan 52-ton year and 73 Tzolk'in sacred years, calendar round. P7. Mayan calendar basics. P8. Mayan calendar system. P9. Mayan calendar ton and Tzolk'in sacred years. P10. Mayan 52-year calendar round. P11. Mayan calendar expansion. P12. Venus star. P13. Mayan 104-year Venus round. P14. Natural timekeeper Venus. P15. Antediluvian calendar lunar/solar and solar side. P16. Antediluvian patriarchs primary age alternating order. Clark Nelson and Timeemits copyright 2025. All rights reserved. A derivative work of HoH_of_Adam. ISBN 101591095573.
Description and meanings. Calculations in HoH_Holy's videos use basic math. Calendar science number operations involve the skill to add, subtract, multiply and divide. Keywords and key phrases are typically numbered, followed by a capitalized, self-defining term. For example, page 3 is entitled Mayan 400-year Bacton L/S cycle. Mayan is the unique culture adhering to the squared 20-year Bacton L/S cycle. Prefixes such as ka meaning 20 and back meaning 400 are Mayan standards that precede the word ton. Ton denotes a bundled 360-day year. LS stands for lunar, solar calendar references. Adam primary 130-ton year age signifies the first antediluvian patriarch. Primary is his first listed age when he fathers Seth. Green text and graphics indicate lunar, solar flow order for the patriarchs, Adam, Enos and Mahalalel. Concepts such as numerical matching, LS separation time and time split design special vocabulary necessary to articulate the antediluvian calendar. Numerical matching combines a 360-day ton year with a 360-year ton cycle. Called a ton unity cycle, 360 days and years label the green triangle. LS separation time counts the difference between lunar years and solar years. Judaism elaborates about 209 days LS separation time per 19-year Metonic cycle. Mayan 210 days LS separation time per 20-year Bacton cycle encompass an early Egyptian LS system, which logically divides 210 days LS separation time in half. Solar side time split accounts for 105 days per 20-year Bacton cycle. Amandi is the collective way to abbreviate emerging LS terminology. Numerical matching modifies 210 days LS separation time to answer 210 years LS separation time when a squared 20-year Bacton LS cycle becomes the next level Amandi 400-year Bacton LS cycle. Every 400-year Bacton LS cycle represents a 105-year solar side time split.
Mayan 400-year Bacton L/S cycle. A 20-year Khotun L/S cycle multiplies by itself or squares to sum. A 400-year Bacton L/S cycle. 360-day ton years numerically match. A 360 days and years ton unity cycle. M&E 400-year Bacton L/S cycle. Produces 210 years L/S separation time. Lunar/solar atom. Secondary age. 400-year Bacton cycle 1. Generates solar side Seth primary 105-year age time split. L/S time split for 400-year Bacton L/S cycle. Spiritual flux lines. 105 years lunar side. Plus 105 years solar side time split. Ton unity cycle. 360 days and years. Mayan and Egyptian 360-day ton years. Calculate solar side separately from Mayan 5 nameless days. Or Egyptian 5 epigomenal days. 105 years solar side time split. Are half of 210 years L/S separation time for every 400-year Bacton cycle. Ancients had no way to express years of years, they simply called them years. Antediluvian calendar lunar/solar and solar side. Adam secondary 800-year generation cycle 1 age. Square a 20-year Khotun L/S cycle to get 1 through 12 secondary age 400-year Bacton L/S cycles. 12 400-year Bacton cycles are denoted, 400 Y BC 1 to 12. 20-year Khotun cycle on 4 sides of square. Adam 400-year Bacton cycle 1 is active green. Adam 400-year Bacton cycle 2 is inactive blue. Adam 400-year Bacton cycle 1. 400 Y BC 1. Secondary. Midpoint age. Plus Adam 400-year Bacton cycle 2. 400 Y BC 2. Equals Adam 800-year. Generation cycle 1 in black. 2 400-year Bacton cycles per named patriarch, Adam, Seth, Enos, Kainan, Mahalaleel and Jared. There are 12 400-year Bacton cycles or 6 800-year generation cycles Adam to Jared. Enoch is the 7th patriarch in the lineage and adds 400-year Bacton cycle 13.
Antediluvian calendar lunar, solar Adam placement. Jewish 19-year Metonic cycles and Mayan 20-year Ketan cycles consist of lunar side and solar side elements. Antediluvian calendar follows suit in developing a lunar, stellar system. Antediluvian patriarch measurements escalate values to the squared 400-year Bacton cycle level. Numerical matching such as 360-year ton cycles modifying 360-day ton years requires an advanced format defining given parameters. Antediluvian calendar segments the first 7 named patriarchs into a ladder-like configuration. On the left side of page 6, the larger spoke wheel represents the idea of numerical matching by using the term lunar, solar primary 360 days and years ton unity cycle 1. Lunar, solar side of the order with green text and associated numbering includes Adam, Enos and Mahalaleel. For example, Adam primary 130 ton year age identifies the character name and his primary age given in 360 day ton years. Adam secondary 800-year generation cycle 1 age immediately follows according to scripture. 2 sequential 400-year Bacton cycles add together in Adam's secondary 800-ton year age. Adam 400-year Bacton cycle 1 corresponds with Adam primary 130-ton year age. Lunar, solar and solar side characters alternate positions. In the first HoH of Holies video, HoH Adam I LS 260Y. Lunar, solar primary 360-ton year cycle 1 converts Adam primary 130-ton year age to Adam primary 180 Tzolk'in sacred years using calendar tools. After Adam 400-year Bacton cycle 1 is achieved, the antediluvian calendar originates 360 days and years ton unity cycle 1. Solar side 260-day Tzolk'in sacred years follow a parallel numerical matching pattern, whereby solar side 260-year Tzolk'in sacred cycle 1 begins with character Seth primary 105 Ethiopic year age. Storied Mayan calendar provides the necessary template.
Mayan 52 ton years and 73 Tzolk'in sacred years. Calendar round. Lunar/solar primary. 360 days and years. Ton unity cycle 1. Lunar/solar 360-day ton year. 18 unals x 20 days each. 52 YCR x 360 days equals 18,720 days. 18,720 days plus 260 day TSY equals 18,980 days. 5 HoH days x 52 solar years. 73 RD 260 day Tzolk'in sacred year. Last 73 road 260 day Tzolk'in sacred year. Solar side primary. 260 days and years. Tzolk'in sacred unity cycle 1. Solar side 260 day Tzolk'in sacred year. 20 periods of 13 days each. 72 TSY x 260 days equals 18,720 days. 18,720 days plus 260 day TSY equals 18,980 days.
Mayan calendar basics. A slightly smaller wheel on the right side deals with the solar side of the genealogy. Son of Adam, Seth is the first solar side character assigned with the primary 105 Ethiopic year age. Unity principle applies to the solar side of the listed ages. Solar side wheel 260-year Tzolk'in sacred cycle 1, which consists of 360-day ton years, is emblematic of the Amandi 260-day Tzolk'in sacred year. Solar side Seth primary 105-year age time split epitomizes the early Hebrew 364-day Ethiopic years and Amandi computations regarding 260-day Tzolk'in sacred years. Familiar 365-day solar years are separated into basic 360-day ton-style years and for archangel days. After 52 even weeks, every 364-day Ethiopic year set apart its holy one day for numerically matching days to years. 7 times 7-year week Sabbaths answer each 49-year Jubilee cycle. Holy Bible caps the Jubilee cycle with the 50th year that likely included intercalary time. 2 49-year Jubilee cycles, plus another Sabbath year week, accrue 105 Ethiopic years together. Solar side Seth primary 105 Ethiopic year age in this respect is comparable to Amandi scripture interpretation. The 360-day ton year and the 260-day Tzolk'in sacred year were expressed with glyphs. Glyphs were carved into stone on the facades of buildings, temple entrances and on stele. Mesoamerican ceremonial centers are known for their step pyramids. Comparisons have been made to Egyptian step pyramid construction and the ziggurats of Mesopotamia. The practice of carving important events onto stone columns is identical. Positive links can be established through a broader calendar analysis. History of the society was written into stone.
Mayan calendar system. The 260-day Tzolk'in sacred year segments into 20 periods of 13 days each. Multiplying 20 periods by 13 days per period produces the 260-day Tzolk'in sacred year. Spiritual entities represent every 13-day period within the Tzolk'in sacred year. A deity carries the 13-day load to be evenly distributed to everyone. The 360-day ton year, plus the 5 HoH day adjustment results in the 365-day HoH solar year. 260-day Tzolk'in sacred year. Plus 105 days. Equals 365-day HoH solar year. 360-day ton year. Plus 5 HoH days per year. Equals 365-day HoH solar year. 18 unals. X 20 days per unal. Equals 360-day ton year. 20 periods. X 13 days per period. Equals 260-day Tzolk'in sacred year. Mayan calendar system. 1 kin equals 1 day. 1 unal equals 20 kins equals 20 days. 1 Tzolk'in sacred year equals 260 days. 1 ton year equals 18 unals equals 360 days civil year. 1 HoH year equals 365 days equals 1 solar year. 1 Khatun equals 20 tons equals 7,200 days equals 20 ton years. 1 Baktan equals 20 Khatuns equals 144,000 days equals 400 ton years. 1 Great Cycle equals 5,200 HoH years of 365 days. Archaeology substantiates the most commonly accepted mathematics of the Mayan calendar.
Mayan calendar ton and Tzolk'in sacred years. The standard 360-day ton year is also called a civil year by Mayan archaeologists. Beyond 360 days, 5 special Wayib days were attached at the end of the civil Mayan Tun year to complete a 365-day HoH solar year. The first day following the 5-day Wayib span marked the beginning of the next Tun year. Religion maintained these 5 special holidays as adverse and unlucky for any attempted work. 5 individual gods ruled, 1 for each day. Sister calendars treated the civil Tun year, including the special 5 Wayib days similarly. Apprehensions of avoiding ordinary work on specific holidays were also implemented in the theologies of the Fertile Crescent. Mesoamerican calendar tools used here generally relate to the Mayan version. The Mayans were an indigenous subculture of the surrounding groups. They were the trained priests and nobility of the locale. Compared to modern society, Mayans would be the doctors, lawyers, and politicians. Spanish conquistadors that dominated their country in the 16th century discovered the elaborate calendar system. This calendar system contained deviations that spread throughout Central and South America. Sister Aztec and Inca cultures detail variations. The Mayan calendar multiplies 18 unals of 20 days or kins each to get the 360-day Tun year. The 360-day Tun year exists simultaneously with the 260-day Tzolk'in sacred year. Dual calendar years were used to project greater time calculations. Chiefly using picture glyphs, archaeologists have been able to trace calendar records. Picture glyphs were the media of written information for Mesoamericans. Every 20-day period was represented by a picture glyph of a deity. The day number of the period appeared to the left of the glyph. A name was associated with the figure. Mayan 52-year calendar round. The 365-day HoH solar year and 260-day Tzolk'in sacred year combined to form the Mesoamerican 52-year calendar round. The 52-year chronological summit was the cornerstone of the dual calendar system. A complete 52-year calendar round repeats itself after 18,980 days. Calendar round 52 Tun years multiply by 360 days to produce 18,720 days, working like Mashed gears. 72 Tzolk'in sacred years of 260 days each multiply to equal the same 18,720 days. 5 Wayib holidays were preserved every year to add the final 260 days in 52 years of the calendar round. 1 extra 260-day Tzolk'in sacred year is added to 72 sacred years for 73 Tzolk'in sacred years. Multiplying 73 Tzolk'in sacred years by 260 days per sacred year gives the equivalent 18,980 days for a calendar round. The calendar round 52 HoH solar years equals 73 Tzolk'in sacred years and both equal 18,980 days. By this calendar system, only once in 52 years would any day of the Tzolk'in sacred year coincide with any day of the Tun year. The total 52-year calendar round is 18,980 days. A complete calendar round would restart again the next dual sequence, 52 Tun years. X 360-day Tun year equals 18,720 days, 72 Tzolk'in sacred years, by 260-day sacred year, equals 18,720 days, 52 Tun years, equals 72 Tzolk'in sacred years, equals 18,720 days, 52-year calendar round, by 5 Wayib days, equals 260-day Tzolk'in sacred year, equals 1 Tzolk'in sacred year final 73rd TSY. Mayan calendar expansion. Mesoamericans use a 20-year LS calendar base. By correlating Mayan 20-year Catan LS cycles to Jewish 19-year Metonic LS cycles, bonds are evident. Central and South American peoples such as the Maya, Inca and Aztec commonly approximated the same 209 days of LS separation time to be 210 days, or 7 even months of 30 days each. An approximate 210-day separation found with the 20-year Catan LS cycle is divided in half for 105 days. Closer examination reveals 105 days in a dominant theme were assigned to the solar side of LS separation time. By squaring 20-year Catan LS cycles to get for 100-year Bactan LS cycles, 105 years of solar side time split are isolated in Mesoamerican calendars. Regular 365-day HoH solar years in the Mesoamerican calendar contain a 260-day Tzolk'in sacred year portion and a 105-day solar side time split. Linked to agriculture, the 260-day Tzolk'in sacred year was complete within itself. The 260-day Tzolk'in sacred year began and ended on the same days within a 365-day solar year. Mayan 360-day Tun years attach 5 Waib, or nameless days to complete 365 days. Lunar, stellar Mayan calendar using 400-year Baktan LS cycles carried the same theology. Tzolk'in sacred years of 260 days each are mirrored by 260-year Tzolk'in sacred cycles. A 260 days and years Tzolk'in sacred unity cycle develops for the lunar, stellar expanded version. Numerical matching enables the remaining 105-day solar side part to become a 105-year solar side portion with similar properties. Ancients treated days and years of time with a parallel viewpoint.
Venus star. Ancient observers noticed the relative positions of Earth, Venus, and the Sun recur according to a schedule. Venus orbits the Sun 13 times in 8 years during the period in which Earth orbits the Sun 8 times. Venus passes between the Earth and Sun 5 times in 8 years. Venus, in astronomical terms, completes 5 synodic periods in 8 years or 5 complete evening and morning star circuits. The synodic interval is the time between 2 successive conjunctions of a planet, Venus, with the Sun. Each synodic period lasts about 1.6 Earth years or 584 days. Mesoamerican calendars meticulously track 5 Venus cycles of 584 days each over 8 HoH solar year multiple of 365 days. The true orbit of Venus around the Sun is 225 days and should not be confused with Venus heliacal rising and observable behavior. The ancient Greek term, octiteris, means the period of 8 solar years for Venus after which the next lunar phase occurs on the same day of the year. An octiteris consists of about 2,920 days that equal 8 HoH solar years having 365 days each. 5 Venusian visibility cycles or synodic periods synchronize with 13 revolutions around the Sun. 8 365-day solar years equal 5 Venus synodic periods of 584 days each. Leap day calculations impart greater precision. Planet Venus completes a circuit in 8 solar years, mapping out a 5-point ED star against a starry background. Each synodic period lasts about 1.6 Earth years or 584 days between star points. 2 52-year calendar rounds having 52 HoH solar years total 1 Venus round interval of 104 HoH solar years for 37,960 days. 2 104-year Venus round intervals are equivalent to 1 208-year cycle with 4 different 52-year calendar rounds. Mayan Kukulkan god renames as Aztec god Quetzalcoatl. Mayan 104-year Venus round. The 104-year Venus round is the nucleus of the Mayan calendar. 2 Mayan 52-year calendar rounds include 13 different Greek octiteris 8 HoH solar year periods that multiply to get the Mayan 104-year Venus round. Mayan 104-year Venus round equations. Greek octiteris cycle. 8 HoH solar years. X 365-day solar years. Equals 2,920 days in 5 Venus synodic periods. Mayan 104-year Venus round. 8 HoH solar years. X 13 Greek octiteris cycles. Equals 104-year Mayan Venus round. 2 Mayan calendar rounds. 18,980 days per calendar round. X 2 calendar rounds. Equals 37,960 days in Mayan primary 104-year Venus round age. Mayan primary 104-year Venus round age. 104 HoH solar years. X 365-day HoH solar year. Equals 37,960 days in Mayan primary 104-year Venus round age. The short answer to all this astronomy stuff is 2 Mayan 52-year calendar rounds. Add to make 1 Mayan 104-year Venus round.
Natural timekeeper Venus. Monotheism today has principally eradicated the ancient deity role of Venus. The Holy Bible vehemently opposes such pagan idol worship in totality. Venus in both masculine or feminine form commonly recollects Greco-Roman polytheism. Once upon a time the fantasy world of myth and legend was the learned scientific reality of ancient people. Venus' prominent cultural legacy has shifted to an object of astronomical study. No more do we require Venus and Sirius to coordinate the heavens and punctuate the calendar. Faithful have since departed from these erroneous ways. In doing so, a richly steeped history has been abandoned. Every five-pointed star, once a gift from heaven, consequentially relegates to a modern pagan symbol. Consider Venus part of God's will, a natural timekeeper like the sun and moon. Venus evokes relevant ties with masculine, solar-side worship from Egyptian and Mesoamerican roots. Egyptian Seth and Quetzalcoatl, Aztec or Kukulkan Mayan have often been compared by scholars. Indeed, the gods themselves represent unique culture, diverse in many respects yet similarities do exist. Venus' motion widely influenced their calendars to embellish religious architecture and language style. Step pyramids and carved stone stelae adorn ceremonial centers of two hemispheres. Venus worship through all phases and stages was ubiquitous. The underlying task defines exactly what they saw and how they recorded the information. The Dresden Codex is one manuscript that has been studied for over 100 years. Called the Book of Mayan Astronomy, this surviving work is an important original source of information about Mayan culture. Decipherable glyph translations in the document reveal that it was mostly about astronomy, religion and rituals. The present classical Mayan calendar with its 52-year calendar round relies upon the teamwork of dedicated historians. Ancient sacred texts like Mayan codices alongside supplementary translations help identify these people and their reverence for Venus. Antediluvian calendar lunar, solar and solar side. HoH_Holies broadens traditional boundaries by assigning Mayan and Egyptian labels. Mayan and Egyptian mark descriptor terms involving 52-year calendar rounds and equivalent 73 Tzolk'in sacred year measures. Complete descriptors include the patriarch's name, one of two classifications, Mayan and Egyptian or Jewish, and either primary or secondary age counts. Descriptor terms are further organized by color-coding associated text. Each patriarch beginning with Adam belongs to either a lunar, solar 260-year Tzolk'in sacred cycle or a solar side 260-year Tzolk'in sacred cycle. Primary age category alternates patriarch entries as lunar, solar or solar side members. Lunar, solar names use primary age green text and graphics. Solar side names use primary age red text and graphics. Jewish calendar numerical matching reflects a common pattern seen in the Amandi calendar system. Sacred 7-day weeks, 7 months lunar, solar separation time and 7-year weeks were entrenched with the 364-day Ethiopic year plan. Jubilee cycles of 49 years to 50 years compare with Mesoamerican-style 52-year calendar rounds. Both systems arise from extended Venus observation. Holy 1 day, uniquely isolated from all other 364-day Ethiopic years, provides for day and year numerical matching. Two consecutive 50 Ethiopic year Jubilee cycles form the bulk 100 Ethiopic years and the Jewish 105 Ethiopic year Venus round. Two consecutive M&E 52-year calendar rounds likewise count the 104-year Venus round. Antediluvian calendar shows lunar, solar character ages for Adam, Enos and Mahalalel in green text. Solar side characters Seth, Kainan and Jared use red text. Numbering for 100-year Bacton cycles 1 to 13 and associated 105-year Venus rounds 1 to 13 bear similar color coding. Solar side reckoning includes remaining time given for 800-year generation cycles.
Antediluvian patriarchs primary age alternating order. On the left lunar/solar side there are 4 patriarchs listed. Alternating on the right solar side there are 3 patriarchs listed. Adam. Primary 130-ton year age. Enos. Primary 90 Tzolk'in sacred year age. Mahalalel. Primary 65-ton year age. Enoch. Primary 65-ton year age. Alternating on the right solar side there are 3 patriarchs listed. Seth. Primary 105 Ethiopic year age. Kainan. Primary 70 Tzolk'in sacred year age. Jared. Primary 162 Ethiopic year age.